From car accidents while texting to social media, cell phones are wreaking havoc on the lives of our children. Consider that the two biggest tech figures in recent history, Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, rarely let their children play with the very products they helped create. What is it that these tech titans know that we don't? Here are 3 ways cell phones are hurting your children. Number 3. Cancer. When you look at cell phone manuals, they recommend to keep the phones at least 0.2 inches away from your body. But as anyone who uses a cell phone knows, we press them right against our head. The problem for children is that their skulls are actually thinner and smaller than an adult's, which means that their brain tissues are exposed to more radiation, specifically the kind that emanates from a cell phone. Making matters worse, a new study involving mice at Yale University found that exposure to cell phone radiation can impact fetal brain development as well, and possibly lead to hyperactivity in children. While it's very tempting to give our children cell phones in order to get some peace and quiet during the day or when we're back from work, consider the long-term effects. And if they develop cancer later in their life, don't say you weren't warned. Number 2. Perverts. If you give your child a cell phone, you're basically giving them a gateway or an opening to communicate with perverts that run amok online. Case in point, June 2018, Macon, Georgia, a twice-convicted child molester texted a 13-year-old girl nude photos from prison. It was only because a close friend saw the video chat sessions on the phone and reported it to authorities. But it's not just child molesters you have to worry about. Even the apps that your kids are downloading aren't even safe. A recent FTC study found that 59% of the apps they look at transmitted information from the user's mobile device back to the developer or a third party. By giving your kids cell phones, you're essentially handing over sensitive private information like their daily whereabouts to complete strangers. When you think about it like that, does that sound okay to you? Number 1. Suicide. The rates of teen depression and suicide have skyrocketed since 2011. It's no exaggeration to say that this generation of teens are on the brink of the worst mental health crisis in decades, and many of this can be blamed on cell phones. The number of teens who get together with their friends, for example, has dropped by more than 40% from 2000 to 2015. Isolated, depressed, and texting in their rooms, teens are more unhappy than ever. But even worse, a new study published in the journal Translational Psychiatry found that distracted parents may also have detrimental effects on child development, especially babies, in particular their ability to process pleasure. Children and babies need to know that there's some consistency in their life, but with parents constantly looking at their cell phones, the studies are showing that it could contribute to mood disorders like depression and anxiety. Look, I get it. It's tough to tell your teen that they can't have a cell phone, but as a parent, it may be time to put your foot down. In light of the overwhelming evidence of the emotional and physical havoc that cell phones are wreaking on our children, it might be time to tell your kids, hey, go outside and play in the sunshine, or maybe go talk to your friends in person. You might hate me now, but you'll thank me later. If you enjoyed this list, subscribe to Decagon and join our growing community.